I've wanted to change my signature scent. I've been trying out a new one. I can't decide if I like it. Would you mind?
Smells a little like desperation.
Yeah, well, I'll just keep on looking. Thank you.
Raz, Davies, and Henningsen in 2008 stated that flirting is an activity that is embedded in every culture and is considered a human activity that has multiple definitions. Henningsen in 2004 reveals that oftentimes flirting is considered to be synonymous with courtship initiation, but this intent is not always necessary for the activity to occur. Henningsen et al. In 2008 have identified 6 motivations for flirting. This activity is not linked to one culture. Anthropological research shows that flirting is found in some form in all cultures and societies around the world. Sloat in 2015 stated that not only is flirting hard to understand, but studies show that humans are not good at interpreting this activity and are very poor receivers of intended flirtatiousness, thanks to shared fear of rejection. Abrams in 1994 stated that, additionally, flirting is relatively challenging to study. When flirtation is explored, researchers' conceptualizations are limited to the sender's goals, abilities, and actions.
I would say our relationship kind of started with us kind of being, what do you call it?
We were
It's
like good friends at first.
Yeah.
Oh, you're friends
like,
at first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like pick on each other.
Yeah.
Was kind of like how we did our interest thing. Like we would like playfully pick on each other, like back and forth, like call each other out in public, like, oh, you're doing that. Like you make sure to like make fun of them for it, you know, that sort of thing. And, like that was like our way of flirting. We still kind of do it with each other all the time.
I think it depends on the kind of girl. Like there's definitely negative ways and positive ways, but things that I usually see are like asking what kind of drink they're drinking, or you know, like commenting on something they're wearing, or trying to get them to buy them a drink. Just like
Doing
ways
theirs.
to start conversation.
I would just go up to him, but that's not my forte. Hey, get a girl's attention, I'll just talk to her, tell her. I mean, if like, are you talking about flirting after you met someone, or flirting
To get to
get
Either.
Well,
Either.
Flirting to get someone is just dicey. That's yeah.
so it's like woo.
The best method for once you have gotten like the person's number, or you know them, is just to tell them. No bullshit.
I'm awkward about sometimes. I'm just like, hey, you're cute. Okay, have a good day.
I love that. To begin, flirting is a basic human instinct. Fox 2004 stated that if we did not flirt, we could not initiate contact and express interest in the opposite sex, which would prevent reproduction. It could also be the foundation of civilization as we know it. Abrams in 1994 defines flirting as behaviors that receivers interpret as indicating an afflictive desire or goal. This definition is consistent with research that defines flirting behaviors as those that increase the likelihood of promoting attention from the opposite sex target, Henningsen stated in 2008. We participate in flirting to indicate an array of behaviors, and over time, as the needs for flirting have changed, so have the definitions to fit a more ambiguous understanding of the term. Henningsen in 2008 stated that the essence of flirting is a goal-directed behavior that can lead a receiver to suspect that sexual interest is being expressed. But with enough ambiguity, the receiver cannot confirm the presence of sexual interest.
I think I flirt to communicate, I'm still interested in you. And to send the message that, hey, I'm interested in you right now. And flirting kind of signals that there is a break in the way we often look at each other, and instead we're looking at each other more in that romantic sexual partnership kind of way. You see them every day in their everydayness. I see Gary at his most everyday. He sees me at my most everyday. Thank goodness he sees me when I go to work and I look like a decent human being. I come home and I look like something cat drug in because I teach late at night. But flirting is one of those things that just in my case, it reminds him that he looks special, that he looks a little sexy, that it can take, no offense meant, but your husband's padding around the house in his underwear. And this is something you see all the time. But if all of a sudden you go, wow, nice view in those skivvies, it takes us out of the ordinary that we've just gotten used to each other. And just for a minute, my husband knows I'm looking at his body, and he's got this cute little derriere. And, and I still like the way it looks. Now, I don't always think to look at it like that. But flirting lets him know, right now I'm looking at it like that, and I still like what I see.
What's your game?
My game?
Oh, sorry, right. This is the part where we talk about where we come from and what we majored in college.
You have beautiful eyes.
That's it? That's the best you got?
I'm serious, they're beautiful.
Let's go.
Excuse me?
Well, you want to close, right? You want to get laid?
Now?
Oh, right. I'm supposed to act like I don't know if it's right. So then you tell me that there is no right or wrong. It's just the moment. And then I tell you that I can't. Well, actually signaling to you that I can, which you don't need because you're not really listening. Because this isn't about connection for you. This isn't even about sex for you. This is about finding an hour or two of relief from the pain of being you. And that's fine with me, see, because all I want's the exact same thing.
Raz, Davies, and Henningsen outlined the 6 motivations for flirting. First, it is to facilitate sexual contact. Flirting can be specifically linked to individuals seeking a sexual interaction, and this can act as the underlying reason for participating in the activity. Number 2 is to advance an existing sexual relationship, or relational motivation. So flirting can be used to increase the intimacy and intensity of a relationship over time. The third is to have fun, the fun motivation. People can engage in a playful, flirtatious interaction. Raz, Davies, and Henningsen in 2008 state that people might engage in these behaviors because it is distracting, because it passes the time, or because it is simply enjoyable. Motivation 4 is to explore the potential for a sexual relationship, or exploring motivation. Flirting can be used as an activity to test whether or not an individual is interested in initiating a relationship. The 5th motivation is to foster self-esteem. If people receive positive feedback, they will flirt with others. They may engage in flirting because such feedback is rewarding and self-esteem building. Finally, the 6th motivation is to encourage another to do something for you, or instrumental motivation. Flirting can be used as a tool to persuade another to give you goods, services, or other forms of assistance. Bayer in 2015 stated in a 2007 survey of 500 professional women that 86 said they would happily flirt with a male colleague if it meant they got their own way.
I think flirting is suggestive behavior, and it suggests an interest in a person of the opposite sex, at least in my case. So it would suggest that you have a greater interest than just casual conversation. You're interested in some part of the relationship going further, whether it be that you want a deeper level of communication, or you're looking for physical intimacy, or you're looking for some deeper connection. So, flirting is behavior that is directed towards a particular person because you're trying to build a greater bridge of communication. Basically, I flirt with my wife. So I'm sure, I think there's some level of flirtation that occurs between a lot of human beings. But, I'm trying to make her feel important. I'm trying to let her know that she has a singular place in my world. I'm trying to, and I'm often trying to initiate some deeper contact. And, frankly, we've been married 30 years, but I'm often trying to initiate some sort of intimate encounter.
Flirting has an intense impact on your life. There are undefined rules to flirting. As flirting is an activity that humans engage in or are exposed to, it is important to understand the do's and don'ts, especially in the workplace. Flirting, bantering, and other sexual interactions are commonplace in work organizations, according to Dillinger, Guffier, and Williams in 1999. As flirting is hard to understand, many times it is misinterpreted. It is important to never engage in physical touch in the workplace and make an effort to avoid excessive or misintended flirting at all times. Although there can be an upside, women specifically can use flirting in an advantageous manner. Cray in 2008 stated that for women negotiators, it is associated with greater likability but does not seem to detract from their perceived competence, which supports the lay belief that flirting is a successful strategy for women.
I was working today and I made that meal, and you could have thought to yourself, you could have said, I think I'm gonna get Brooke some flowers.
You said on our very first date that you don't like flowers, that they're a waste of money.
Every girl likes flowers, Gary.
You say that you don't like flowers. I'm supposed to take that to mean that you do like flowers?
No, this is not about, you're not getting it. You're not getting this, Gary. Okay, it's not about the lemons, it's not about the flowers, it's not about the dishes. It's just, how many times do I have to drop hints about the ballet?
You know I can't stand. Brooke, come here. We talked about the damn ballet. I hate the goddamn ballet. You got a bunch of dudes in tights flopping around for 3 hours. It's like a medieval techno show. It's a nightmare. I sit there in a sweat. The whole thing. I do it. Wondering when the hell's the goddamn nightmare gonna end? Go to a damn ballet.
It's not about you loving the ballet, Gary. It's about the person that you love loves the ballet, and you wanting to spend time with that person.
Not when they're at the ballet?
Okay, forget the ballet. Forget the ballet. We don't go anywhere together.
In a 2015 article entitled, "What is the Actual U.S. Divorce Rate?" the University of Denver's Scott Stanley states it is 40 to 50%. The 40 to 50% number comes from a detailed analysis of various population demographics, including ages and lifespan projections. It represents a sophisticated projection of a calculated risk, and it is a valid projection under current conditions and pertains to new, first-time marriages. The more shocking news, however, is how unlikely it is to have a happy marriage. According to a 2015 Women's Health magazine article, in 2014, just shy of 60% of people reported being very happy in their coupledoms, down from 65% in just 2 years earlier, cited from a study conducted by the National Opinion Research Center. And why is this happening? In a study conducted by Gigi and Kelly in 2008, amongst 437 males and females, it was found that the most frequently cited factors for divorce were unmet emotional needs or growing apart, lifestyle differences or boredom with the marriage, and high conflict resulting in demeaning relationships. Further, in a 2015 Huffington Post article entitled 7 Things All Unhappy Couples Do, author Wong states that the number one reason people might be unhappy is because couples compare their relationship to how it was when they first started dating. But this doesn't always have to be a bad thing, and relationships don't always have to suffer this demise. What if you created a relationship that became more enjoyable over time? So instead, what does a happy relationship look like? In a 2014 article titled 10 Things Happy Couples Do Every Day, author Clinton Power emphasizes that happy couples flirt. He stated happy couples don't stop courting one another just because they're in a committed relationship and settled. They notice new haircuts, compliment their clothes, or just send a cheeky smile their way, and it has a lasting effect. Additionally, in a study conducted by Frisbee in 2009, it was found that couples felt flirting played a necessary role in maintaining their marriage, and it helped to assure spouses of their mutual attraction. What's more, these lasting effects can make for a happier life overall. In a 2014 article entitled Happy Marriage, Happy Life, researchers found that marital quality was strongly associated with evaluations of one's life as a whole, as reflected in judgments of life satisfaction and moment-to-moment experiences of happiness while performing daily activities.
I can only draw on my personal relationship, but I would say that it doesn't really matter how long you've been together. For me, when you found the right person, it was extremely obvious to me and to both of us. So I don't know that I would say like, oh, give it some time or whatever. I mean, sometimes you'll know right away that that's the person for you. But I think one of the things I would say is that it takes a lot of work. And you think, oh, it takes work at the beginning because you have to learn to live together. It actually takes work every single year you're together, because that year it's something different. Then the baby's teething, or then your mother-in-law is living with you, or that every year you never have an off year. Every year is a challenge, and you have to find a way to refocus your relationship and change it and mold it to the life that you have. And it never gets easier, and it always requires a lot of work for both sides to make sure that you're doing the work necessary to communicate and to change your relationship to accommodate your life.
The challenge of a long-term relationship, a marriage relationship, is to say, even when we don't feel it, we're going to honor our commitment and work to get back to that place. And the way we work on it is building out our connection. And to your point, one piece of that connection is to act playfully with each other and lovingly and flirtatiously with each other to keep that and nurture that feeling.
After this research, we firmly believe that although relationships and marriages can be hard, by finding a fun way to enhance your connection with your partner through flirting can lead to a happier, healthier marriage and even life overall.